Chairman of the Chicago Urban League Board of Directors, I am so grateful to each of you for taking the time to be here tonight to celebrate and support the work of this very important organization. This is my 5th year as a board member and my 2nd year as board chairman. Thank you. While the Golden Fellowship Dinner has always been a hot ticket, it has been exciting and uplifting to watch the number of people attending and supporting the event to grow each and every year. And I cannot tell you how pleased I am to share the evening with roughly 2,300 of my closest friends. So thank you all for being here on behalf of the entire board of directors of the Chicago Urban League. You can actually find the names of all of our board members in your program books. These men and women share the honor of helping to advance the Chicago Urban League's mission of achieving equity for Black families and communities through social and economic empowerment. We provide governance, expertise, and resources that enable the executive team and the staff to perform their duties. So at this time, will each Chicago Urban League board member and life director who's here tonight please stand? I consider it a great privilege to chair this amazing group of civic leaders. So join me once again in applauding their commitment to racial and economic equity. Thank you, and you may be seated. Let me just say, the Chicago Urban League is one of the city's leading advocates for equity. We partner with policymakers, community residents, and other organizations to support educational and legislative efforts that aim to decrease the negative consequences of decades of policies and practices that have disadvantaged Black people. Our advocacy and policy work are frequently informed by the direct services that the staff provides. They help thousands of people each year find jobs and establish careers, become homeowners, enhance their educational experiences, strengthen their leadership skills, and grow their businesses. A little later, you will hear from a few of our program participants about the difference that the Chicago Urban League and its staff members have made in their lives. But for now, I want to take a second, especially after the week that we have had, to thank the entire Chicago Urban League team for their tireless work. They stand on business every single day in service to our communities. Please join me in thanking you. As many of you know, for the past 5 years, the team has been under the incredible leadership of Karen Freeman Wilson, who brings a passion for equity and social justice to every single thing she does. And I know that I speak for the entire board when I say that we are grateful for her leadership. So again, thank you all for your presence this evening. The night is already off to a great start, and there is so much more to come. Thank you.
Please give Suzette McKinney a big round of applause.
Please welcome President and CEO of the Chicago Urban League, Karen Freeman Wilson.
I will bless the Lord at all times. His praises shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Good evening. When I wrestled with what I would say to you tonight, when I struggled to find the motivation that would help me move forward, when I got past my Marvin Gaye make you want to holler, throw up both your hands moment, I was reminded of this word that has always delivered me from the turmoil of a challenge to the resolve of what it really means to be a servant. And so when I got to that place this week, I stood and understood the assignment and embraced it. So tonight, I want to thank my friend and board chair, Dr. Suzette McKinney, for her kind words and for pushing us to be the best lead that the community needs and deserves, and for leading our board down that same path. I want to thank my husband, Carmen, and our entire family for joining us tonight. I want to thank Palmetto Coleman, my friend, sister, boss, and co-parent, and the entire CUL team for what you do daily to keep the promise that the League made to this community over 108 years ago. I want to thank Melinda Decatus and our development team, and Mary Green and her team for going above and beyond the call of duty to make tonight a success. And then I want to thank my soror and friend, Toy Salter, for not just saying yes a year ago to my request to chair the gala, but for turning that yes into an ambassadorship for the League, and for bringing your friends like our own Anthony Davis, Derrick Rose, and so many others to our fight. So many of you are here for the first time or returning after a long time because of Toy. Sis, she's backstage. You are the GOAT, and that's why you're the gala chair for life. This to our host committee for your active participation and dedication. We are grateful. To our partners and sponsors, who I hope to get to and say hello and take a picture with you before the night is over. Thank you for providing the fuel for the work we do. We are also joined tonight by Herman Lazar from the National Urban League, himself a Chicago native. Herman, thank you for inspiring our movement in your own quiet way. The presence of each and every one of you as supporters of justice and equity, or lovers of Fantasia and a good time, both can be true, makes us even more determined to stand on business in the fight for equity. The success of our fight has shown up in many ways this year. It's shown up on your table with the wine that you're drinking tonight. It has shown up in the work that we do. And if you look on your table at the flyers and information, and take a look at our website, you will understand the work behind the videos you will see. So whether you point to the increase in services provided by Youth and Family Services, health equity, workforce and leadership programming, or whether you look to our role as conveners and influencers, whether you think about the fact that one of our Impact Fellows, Hoppy Moraine Patterson, now leads that program in an expanded capacity, or whether you see the evidence of our CEI work. Each day, we pursue our mission by working against structural racism and to reduce the racial wealth gap with partners all over the community. This year, we are happy to announce a special commitment consistent with these efforts, a new partnership with DL3 Realty. And so we would ask Leon and Brian Walker to stand and thank them and the DL3 team for making a long-term commitment, starting with $25,000 tonight, to sponsor our new Future Leaders Academy, the DL3 Cares Future Leaders Academy for Career Pathways. Thank you, Leon, Ryan, and the DL3 Cares Foundation for this investment in our youth. With all of our gratitude this evening, we are both aware and apprehensive about the direction of our country. Whether you were pleased or had a pit in your stomach on November 6th, we must all acknowledge the enormous divide, the hate, racism, sexism, intolerance, anti-Black, anti-Jewish, anti-anything that stands out as different, that plagues us as a country. We have spent decades trying to treat a disease that has infected us for centuries by using a Band-Aid rather than a scalpel. So tonight I invite you to join the Chicago Urban League and others by using whatever tools you use to pursue justice, equity, freedom, and a country that works for us all. 2 weeks ago, Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx and I led a team to Montgomery, Alabama. In her closing days as State's Attorney, I want to acknowledge Kim's trailblazing service. And let me just say that this city and our world are full of armchair quarterbacks, but unless you walk the walk, you really do not know. But Kim and I led a team to Montgomery to understand the nexus, the connection between slavery and mass incarceration. While there, I was reminded of something that our two amazing honorees, Dr. Carol Adams and President Z. Scott, both know too well. Unless we understand our history, we will never improve our future. As we improve and pursue the ideal country espoused by our founding fathers who are not thinking about many of us, I invite all of us to examine ourselves and whatever we are doing, whether we are sitting in complacency, in comfort, in narcissism or ignorance, anything that will not propel our people and our country forward, we want to get rid of. Because there comes a time in our lives when we have to determine that enough is enough and that we will become a part of the solution or simply determine that it is all too much rather than sit comfortably by as a part of the problem. So whether you choose the side of right and truth or another side, because you must choose a side, we will all be judged by our choices. God bless you, and may God keep the United States of America. So this year, we added with Toys Help a sponsorship category, thanks to the generosity of NBA star Anthony Davis. As a major leaguer, and I know his parents are with us tonight, please receive Anthony's video greeting at this time. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anthony Davis, and I'm excited to join the Gala Chair Toy Salter in support of the Chicago Urban League at the 63rd Annual Golden Fellowship Dinner. I want to congratulate your board chair, Dr. Suzette McKinney, the board and CEO, Karen Freeman Wilson, on another great year of work on behalf of those who need it the most. In Chicago, we look out for each other. Every day, the league stands for the best of our city. Whether they are providing support to our youth to go to college, or trying to help a young couple buy their first home. Whether they are helping people learn about solar, to start and grow their careers, or helping people turn a good idea into a great business. The league shows up in the community every day. Even though I can't join you in person tonight, you know I have a pretty demanding day job. I am happy to support the league and challenge you to stand with us as we all stand on business in the fight for equity.
Please welcome Chair of the 63rd Annual Golden Fellowship Dinner and CEO of Salter Financial Management, Toy Salter.
Too much. Good evening, everyone. Well, we have to do that. He woke us up this morning and he got us here safely. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you, each and every one of our sponsors and supporters, all of you who have shown up and shown out at this dinner this evening. Thank you so much. This time last year, as an attendee, somebody raise this up. Okay, I'll raise it up. This time last year as an attendee, I never imagined, nor was it on my radar, that I would be here as the chair of the most anticipated gala of the year. Last year, I was a guest of Northern Trust, as I have been many times before. And I was a good guest. I was a good guest because I had paid for that seat, like many of you that are sitting here in corporate seats. So I said, I'm going to be a good guest, and I'm going to raise my hand when the paddle raise on to make sure I give a good donation. Because I wanted to come back next year. Okay? So I also know that these are not just fun times. They are fun times. And I'm cognizant of that. So the following week after the gala, I attended another function in which Louis Carr was being honored. And as I walked up to the table,
one of my table mates, Eric Smith, he stops me and he says, Toy, I hear that you on the list to be the chair of the game this year. And I said, me? Where did that come from? I said, and my nosy self said, well, who else is on the list? And he said, you're the list. And it just took me aback. So I was bewildered after I said who else is on the list. So shortly after that, Karen Freeman Wilson, the chair of the Urban League, officially invited me out to lunch to officially ask me to chair the gala. And of course, I was going to turn it down because as you see, it's 2,300 of you all in this room. It's a pretty big deal. So I asked some important questions. But two of the questions that I asked, I said, first of all, I want to know, how much did you all raise last year? Because as the chair of the gala, I recognize you all are really responsible. We're responsible for bringing the money and making sure that these organizations survive. So I said, how much did you all raise last year? And she said, we raised about 2.3 million. So I said, okay, and what is your goal this year? She said, the goal is 3 million this year. I said, to myself, I didn't let her know, I said, that's light work. Because how many know when you are given an assignment and God puts you and He blesses you with resources to bring to others, you show up, you show out, and you do the most, you don't do the least. Wow. So 3 million to me was the least. Then Karen chimed in and she said, but if I could get 3.5, that would be good. You know, she would be greedy. Then she said, but if I could get 4, I would be ecstatic. But she didn't know I was already on 4 million. I wasn't thinking about 3 million. So I wasn't cocky. It's just that I know when God gives you an assignment, you are to do the most and not the least. And that's biblical. Read Matthew 25, 14 and 30, the parable of the talents. We are each stakeholders in this community. God did not put us here to do the bare minimum. He put us here to do the most and not the least. We are stakeholders. And as such, the onus is upon us to make sure that institutions such as the Chicago Urban League, an 108-year-old institution, not only survives, but it thrives. And it takes each and every one of us. And at the event on Tuesday, you all know the event I'm talking about. It is vitally important that each one of us do that. Doing the most and not the least for each other and for these institutions that support our community. Chicago Urban League services 15,000 individuals annually. If God can't flow through you, He won't flow to you. And that requires you to do the most and not the least, as I said before. So my ask this evening from each and every one of you is when it is time for that title raise, think about doing the most and not the least for the Chicago Urban League. We have a lofty goal, and with your help, we can get there tonight. So whatever you thought about contributing, please add a little bit more onto it. You can double it if you want to. It will go a long way. And tonight, I asked for some balloons to be stretched all across the ceiling for them to drop if we hit $4 million. We ain't had that much money, but there's some balloons up there that after Fantasia, after she performs, and after we do this paddle raise, we're going to come back up here, and them little balloons that are up in the ceiling there, they're going to drop down so that you all know that we made our goal. We need your help. So tonight, you're going to do what? The most and not the least. Thank you, everyone, for all that you have done.
Now to lead our auction and live challenge, please welcome Tawana Kinney.
We're going to have to do a little bit better than that. It's only money. Someone's whole job is to print more, and they're doing it right now. So welcome our live auctioneer, TK. It's really not about me. It's about the money that we're about to raise here for the Urban League this evening. So you all just received a packet with paddles at your table. So if you will get those paddles out, I see right here you are ready at 121. I need everyone